today I wanted to just put together this really quick layout about the election week. I know I am kind of in the middle of a lot of December daily stuff, and I plan to do more December daily or start mine. I've been really busy with school and extra days of work, so I haven't really been able to get into that, but I really, really wanted to get something in my scrapbook for this election. It's been kind of a big deal. I know I'm not the only one that um, this was definitely a big impact on a lot of people, and it took me a while to be able to um, feel like I can put my feelings about it down. Um, I don't think that I'm the only one like that either. I know there's been a lot of people who were able to say stuff right away, but it just kind of, this whole election was just kind of crazy to me. So I really did want to document it basically, but it took me a while to be able to do it. So I am finally ready, and um, I am going to start with the 12 by 12. It's just like a 2-page spread, and I found this image online. I think I saw it on Instagram, and I don't honestly know where it came from. It was just on Instagram. Somebody else had posted it, and the simplicity of it, the colors, the style, I just thought it was amazing. It's beautiful, and I really wanted to add that. So I was putting this on my 12 by 12 paper here and trying to see if I wanted to add some stuff behind it, but I really kind of want to keep the whole layout on this side simple. I really like the simplicity of the image, and I want to keep that with all of um, the rest of the elements in this layout. So it does take me a little while to put this whole layout together. I did try quite a few things just to see, excuse me, excuse me, sorry guys, to see what would work and what wouldn't work. And this one was a tough one for me. A lot of times I um, I print out my image and I have an idea in my head of what I would like to do with it, or even if I don't know what I want to do with it, I have an idea of where I want to go with the whole layout. And at this one, all I knew was that I wanted to use these photographs or these images in my layout, and that was it. I honestly was really stumped for this whole layout, and I really, really liked the way it turned out in the end. Um, but this one definitely took me a while. So um, I wanted to keep it really simple, but then I thought maybe I could add some things. And then I ended up adding like a whole bunch of things. Not necessarily to keep it all together, but just to kind of see if one of those things would work. And I just did not really like they how it looked when they were all together like that. So I did have this stamp from Studio Calico, and I decided I do want to use that. Um, I would like to use more stamps in my pages, so I am trying to include that more. And so I ripped part of that brown paper bag to put behind the photo as kind of a pocket for some journaling. And then I had that stars card, but I didn't really like how that looked. So now I'm just adding that card that I want to use for journaling and make sure that I kind of like the way that looks and make sure that it's not too big or anything. And I am adding some stars around it in a very similar color to the background of the image. This card was inspired by a sketch for Sketches in Time, which I am um, a design team member of, I guess you could say, and I would include a link to that down below. Um, so I tried to, I wanted to see if it would look okay if I kept just like a stars tab above it, because I liked the idea of the stars. It's kind of patriotic, especially for election day. And then I added the stars on the journaling card, but that just, um, I don't end up keeping that there. And then I decided to look in my um, papers to see if I wanted to mat the photo. And I decided I want to use a blue, but I was having a hard time trying to find a color that was the same blue. And I thought at first this one would work because it was kind of a retro um, pattern as well. But I didn't end up liking the way it looked. The color was just enough off that it just was not working. So then I found this one in the blue. I really liked the blue with the blue of the election box. But then I really liked the diagonal of it, and I thought that was a really interesting, um, just a really interesting design to have the diagonal. And so I decided to add that as to mount my photo on. And I just really quick trimmed it on my paper trimmer because I cannot cut straight. And then I found these ephemera pieces that were like file tabs in the perfect color. One is a dark blue and white polka dot, one is a pinkish color, and then there's a diagonal stripes in blue as well. So I decided I would like to add those. And so I'm just trying to find the placement that works best for all of these pieces. So I mess around with that for just a little bit there. And I decide when I'm moving everything around, I just really want my photo to be on that page because I don't like the way it's moving around. Um, and the letters because I know I want those there for sure. So I want to make sure those get put down. And I really liked these big letters from the C'est La Vie collection. Um, I didn't previously. I wasn't sure what I would do with them. They're very large and bold, but I thought that looked really good with this layout. I thought that worked really well for what was going on with this layout. So I thought that was pretty perfect. And so I am just trying to once again place everything back where I had it, so I can attach it down. And then I found a doily for the corner because I absolutely love doilies, and I thought, why not add a little bit of, it's okay to add a little girliness to it. I mean, the photo's pink, so it's not like that's a surprise. Um, and there's nothing wrong with being a little girly, so why not? Um, so here I am just trying to attach everything down, and when I was actually putting this together, I kind of regretted that I so hastily ripped the newspaper or the paper bag. So just the top was there, but it turned out okay. I just glued it on the outside so the card can still fit in. So that's really not that big of a deal. And now I cut apart that. It was kind of like one of those frames, those Polaroid frames, and attached one side to the card so it kind of looks like a tab, and then I put the other part at the top because I thought that kind of added a little visual interest there at the top. So I'm just adding that down there. Excuse me. Sorry guys, my nose is running a little bit. It's pretty chilly around here. So I also added, or I am about to add, some little flat back pearl elements, and I just really like the way it looks. This whole layout kind of came out, and it looks very, I think it looks very classy. So there's quite a bit about this election that was not classy. So I, but I didn't want to make my layout a hot mess. So I thought it would be kind of nice to add that as part of the um, layout there. And I had a little stamp. One says details and one says remember. It's a little Maggie Holmes roller stamp. I almost said roller date. It's not a date on it. And then I just attached those flat back pearls. I wish I had some glue, some actual glue. I see a lot of people with that fine tip glue or the Tombow glue, and I do not have that, so I just ended up trying to use my tape runner or my glue runner, and it it's it worked, but it was kind of awkward. So that takes a little while to do, and I do not suggest that as a as a form of gluing these flat back pearls down because it did take a while. And I mean, hopefully they all stick, but it's going to be in a pocket protector or a page protector. And then I was just pointing out that I just need a date, but I couldn't find my date stamp, so I will end up writing that in. And this layout is kind of interesting. I printed those all out 4x4s because I've been printing in Walmart and they don't print a 3x4. But I actually really like the way it looks. I've been seeing a lot of December dailies where they have a lot of see-through elements, and I really like the way that looks, and I wanted to include that in my regular project life, and this was the perfect layout for it. So there's all these 4x6 pockets and they fit in perfectly, so I just tried to line them up without using an actual ruler because that would have made sense. I just lined them up as best as I could. So I added my I voted sticker from when I actually voted, and then I had an acetate piece that says currently, and I think I got that in a Click Kits kit, which is also the same as those blue stars that I am just adding randomly around. I do like how this turned out. It is a little bit more busy than I expected, but when I was looking at it, I was feeling like I needed to add something else to it. So I just added a date card to that image of those beautiful women holding signs, and it says that voting is power, and a doily to that meme where it says the colonies are quite rowdy tonight, which I thought was pretty funny. And then here's just an outline of an overview of my 12 by 12 layout, which I'm actually really liking. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Subscribe, hit that like button. Thank you so much.